Now, if you're always hanging out with unattractive people, you're going to slowly make yourself unattractive. There's a lot of guys and girls who they might be a 7, 8, or even a 9, but their friends are like a 3 or a 4. I'm not saying stop hanging out with those friends. I'm not saying, leave those friends alone. What I'm saying is don't always hang out with those friends. You need other friends. Attractive people should know how to make friends with other attractive people. Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your bro with a God. Today, I'm talking once again about the sexual marketplace. I want to talk about the whole hierarchy and the rankings. Let's get that out the way first. I like to talk in numbers. So the whole alpha male, sigma male, all that other shit, fuck all that. Even though that does correlate a lot to humans and stuff, but if you want to learn more about that, there's a TED Talk that talks about the alpha mentality and stuff, right? And it uses an example of chimps, how chimps work, the alpha males and the alpha females, and how politicians use this psychology with us in society. Because remember, we have animal bodies. And until we are aware and use our conscious and protect our spirit and stuff like that, until we connect ourselves that way and become more aware, a lot of us are going to be working mainly off of the animal instincts, the animal body, the animal mentality. All right. And they've been using that on society because most society is stuck in that. So now to the rankings, right? So everybody thinks that, well, let's not say everybody, but a lot of these dating gurus and stuff like that are talking about the sexual marketplace like if it's a pyramid. It's not a pyramid. It's more like a diamond. Most people are in the middle. So most people are really 5s and 6s. 4s is like being considered unattractive. 7 is like the beginning of being considered, above average attractive and stuff. But the average is usually 5 or 6. This is where most people are, and everybody's trying to fucking adjust themselves in there, right? Now, with men and women, of course, things are different because of the way we produce. Men, we reproduce by spreading multiple seeds. Women reproduce by picking the best male because they can only reproduce one at a time, and we can produce multiple. We're not as picky as women, but everyone is picky. Everybody has a filter, right? Because males, we're programmed to want the best, strongest offspring. So what do? We reproduce with multiple females that fit a certain criteria that will aid us in creating the best offspring. Females, because they're very limited to the way they reproduce, right? They have a limited window too with their eggs and stuff like that. They have to be more picky. So they have to be way more filtered. They want the top. They want the best they can get, the best they can attract. And in human society, because of the way society is built and stuff like that, there's way more competition with humans than there is with animals. So us men, we all want, regardless of where this dude ranks, wants the top 30%, which is 7, 8, 9. 10s, I'll break down 10s later. But let's just say, right, 7 above, that's what all guys want. Then you have the adjustable 6s, like Kevin Samuel says, right? Guys, depending on where we rank, right? Let's say a guy, he's a 10 to girls or a 9 or an 8 to girls. He'll usually wife up a 7. A guy who's like a 8, 9, 10, he's probably not gonna, fuck with a 6 like that. He'll go 7 or better, and he's trying to really get cuff a 8. You know what I'm saying? Because men, we shoot down. Women, they shoot up. A chick who's a 6 feels like she could get an 8, but a guy who's like a 8, 9, 10, he probably wants like an 8. Even though a guy who's an 8 should usually get with a 6. Guys really want the top 30%, right? And then girls who are in the top 40%, so let's say girls who are 6s or better, they basically get the guys either who had a issue with the top 30%, haven't gotten to the top 30%, or already got something the top 30%. It sounds fucked up and shit like that, but this is just how life goes. This is how it is. Women are way, 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 way more picky. Women are looking at the top 10%. It feels like it's way more, but that's cap. It's the top 10% of women are looking at, right? 9s and 10s, they want the top 1% of guys. 8s want the top 5% at least, or definitely the top 10%, right? Then you got the 7s. The 7s definitely want the top 10%, and they usually could get the top 10%. Now, guys in the top 20% have a chance as 7, 8, 9s, and 10s. They got a chance at them, but they usually gain the leftovers from the guys in the top 10%. And then the guys in the top 30%, those are the guys that, are like working to bag chicks in the, the top 30%. Like, they got to work for it. Basically, like, they got to learn game. They got to really put their outfits together, like game plans, scenarios, all that shit. Guys in the top 20% don't really need that much game. Because if you're the top 20%, that means you got some kind of social status, you got some kind of money, you got some kind of good genetics, you got something good about you that puts you in the top 20%. Guys in the top 30% are usually like lacking high in somewhere. Guys in the top 10% are the ones that got basically like everything working for them. Like, they have good genetics, they're good financially, they're good socially, like they got good social approval, good title, a form of power, whether it be of a power over their schedule or power over other people and stuff like that. They got independence, right? That top 10%. Then it goes 20, then it goes 30. Guys below 30%, those guys are like basically, they're fighting for girls who are 7s. They're lucky if they get girls who are 6s. And they usually try to get girls who are like, they end up with girls who are like 5s, like 4s and 5s. And if you fit this, then you fit this. But I'm just giving you the numbers, okay? Now that's how it works. I already said what puts a guy in the top 10%. What puts a girl in the top 10%, right? I know we can't talk anything about women, right? But I'm gonna do it anyway. So women want what men become. Men want what women are. So with women, genetics is number 1. Good genetics puts you in the top 10%. You're not going to get in the top 10% without good genetics. All right. You could get surgery. You could makeup, all that shit. You could lie to yourself. IG could lie to you and shit like that. But honestly, women, the top 10%, women who have the genetic gifts, like, they got the good fat deposits. They naturally, get fat in their tits and their ass and their hips. The top 10% means you got top and bottom. That means you got the guitar shape, the Coke bottle shape, all that shit, right? There isn't a weight class, okay? It's literally about fat deposits. I cover another video about why that's important and why men are triggered by that and want to reproduce that, because it all leads to adaptability. Now, top 20%, those are girls who, did stuff for themselves, right? They could be surgery girls or whatever like that, right? Then you got the girls in the top 30%. Top 30% of girls are girls who have some type of good genetics. They're usually like pretty, right? Top 20%, that means you got a really pretty face and you got something else you're working with, right? You're not as genetically gifted as the top 10%, but you're still a little genetically gifted. Then the top 30%, that means those are like girls that like work out and, do yoga and all that shit, right? Those girls are like in the top 30%. Then in the top 40% and stuff like that, those are like basic girls. You know what I'm saying? It's just basic, all right? Most people are basic. Most of society is 5s and 6s. The only difference is that with girls, 6s are way more valuable than male 6s. So there could be like a little confusion because women don't look at men who are 6s at all. Women are looking at 8, 9s, and 10s, okay? And they settle for 7s. But male 6s, girls either end up with 6s or get with 6s when they already had a 7, 8, 9, and 10, or they can't attract those guys no more, or, they already got done dirty by them, or they already have a kid by them, you know what I'm saying? That's usually when they're with a 6 or lower. But for the most part, women want the 8, 9s, and 10s, and then they settle for a 7. Guys want the 7, 8, 9s, and 10s, and we settle for 6s. Some guys even settle for like some guys who are 7s settle for 5s. You get yourself a 5, you help her work her way to a 6 or a 7. Some people have the potential to move up of at least 2 points. Because there's people who, they got the genetics, but they just haven't taken care of themselves. They haven't had the right social circle. They haven't had the right people around them. Like they haven't took care of their skin. They don't know how to dress. They don't know how to work out. They don't know what to eat. They're not active. If you find someone like that, but they have good genetics, they have good height, nice eyes, good bone structure and stuff like that, their parents or their sibling, their family's attractive and shit, people like that usually have the potential to move up a point or 2. Usually That's who guys try to go for. Women too. A woman will get with a 6 who she knows, all right, maybe he's in the gym, maybe he got a good job and shit like that, right? He's working on himself and he got the potential to be like a 7 or an 8. The difference is women are a lot more impatient than men. Because remember, their eggs are on the clock. Everything with them has a time cap. Their beauty is limited. Their reproductive organs are limited and shit like that, right? Everything's on the clock. So women are way more impatient. So potential doesn't really mean much to women. You know what I'm saying? You need to be a 7 with potential for girls to really like fuck with you like that. Guys, we're more patient. But I'm not going to say like we're patient and loyal. Usually when a guy's being patient with a girl, it's because he's fucking with the chicks anyway. This is the ugly truth. He's giving her a chance to work on herself, to, fix herself up and shit like that, but he's fucking with the chicks. Hopefully, she triggers something and, she starts working out or whatever like that, right? A lot of times a guy who already has his lifestyle structured and stuff, and he knows that if a girl's around him enough, because you feel me, if you bring somebody around a certain type of energy, certain type of environment, eventually they adapt and they adjust. So you could get with a girl who's not in the best shape, but then she's always around you, your family, and your friends, and you guys are all in shape. You watch what you eat and stuff like that. Eventually, she will too. And just by doing that alone, a girl could end up being like a 6, 7, or 8. So then that's the funnel effect, right? Women have a tight funnel because they want the top 10%. Men have a bit of a bigger funnel because we want the top 30%. This whole alpha male, alpha female shit, sigma male, whatever like that. The mentality is the mentality, okay? The ranking I talked about was more about like what fits, okay? So for women, like I said, it's mostly about looks. Age does play a part because the best thing a woman could give to a man is a child. The best thing a man could give to a woman is structure, security and safety. That's what women look for in a man. Security, safety, and his seed. If you can match those 3 things, you can provide security, safety, and you have the seed she wants, which all females, regardless of what species they are geared towards evolution, right? The most attractive attribute is adaptability. That's why, like, guys, you would think that, okay, girls just want the big, tall, strong guy and stuff like that. That's not really the truth. Yes, those guys catch bodies. Yes, girls like those guys. You know what I'm saying? Yes, those guys have to work less for sex. But just because they have sex with a girl doesn't mean the girl wants to keep having sex with them. Sometimes girls have like a little body count, like a little to-do list when it comes to dick, just like guys do with pussy too, It's sometimes attractive guys just like a check mark on her list. But women, what they're attracted to the most is energy. Energy. A guy with powerful energy, a guy who's adaptive and stuff, right? His energy is different. He could adapt to social environments. He could adapt to business. He could adapt to life. He could adapt to family. He could adapt to her. That's what's the most attractive things to women. And that's because females of any species want to reproduce what adapts the best. What male has the best attributes for survival? Now, the winning formula is a man who could survive in nature and society. Not just survive, but thrive in nature and society, right? You could provide abundance in both. So what's that? It's like a guy that knows how to plant, a guy that knows how to farm, a guy that knows how to hunt, a guy that knows how to fish. And he makes like millions of dollars on fucking, in the stock market. Like, he knows how to make money also. That's like the ideal guy to reproduce because he could survive in nature and he could survive in society and provide abundance in both. But let's say if a woman is like a city girl, right? Her mind is just society. What stands out and what's powerful in society is what's gonna be most attractive to her, right? So city girls, urban girls, and stuff like that are gonna care more about finances because that shows like adaptability in society, right? Money is one of the most important things in society. Also, the way you dress and grooming. So grooming, the way you dress, your money and stuff like that, right? Height and what shape you're in, that all plays a part too. But you don't need to be big and strong and shit in a safe society. Money is a lot more important in a society than being big and strong. Being attractive will always be important because women want to have cute babies. That's stuff to keep in mind. So women want all that. Men, we want the genetics. That's one. And then that's just by nature. We want the genetics because we want to make sure that you can have healthy children, healthy, strong children. Then two, the other thing that men find most attractive is the attitude, the personality. Is she feminine? Is she nurturing? Is she affectionate? Those things are like super attractive to guys. If she has the genetics and she has the attitude, then as far as the mind, men don't really need a woman to be super intelligent. Intelligence is important. Those guys that say guys don't care about intelligence is wrong. But we don't need to be super smart. Women want smart. They're attracted to like smart, witty and shit like that, right? Guys don't need a girl who's witty. We want to have smart kids, yes. We want to raise the IQ of our legacy, of our lineage and shit. Yes, we want that. But we just want a girl with a good head on her shoulders. She has some level of independence. She's morally righteous. That's what men want. Morally righteous mind with a good attitude. Guys, we're looking at a girl's morals, right? Her moral values, her attitude, and then genetics. Don't give a fuck about your degrees. Don't give a fuck about how much money they make and stuff like that, you know. The attractive jobs for men is like masseuse, because you give us massages. Personal trainer, because it means you're going to stay looking good. Salon worker, because it means you're going to stay looking good. Let's see, a cook, because you could cook for us in the family. So the jobs that are attractive to guys are a job that could aid in the relationship, aid in raising the family. Those jobs are attractive to men. Guys, I mean, if you're a doctor, that's not attractive. If you're a lawyer, that's not attractive. If you're an engineer as a female, that's not really attractive. When we start having kids and shit like that, a guy's gonna want you at home with the kids. You know, he wants you to be there raising the baby, you know, breastfeeding and stuff like that. Someone like that, like, you know, personal trainer, massage therapist and all that stuff, you know, the people who take care of their bodies, take care of their beauty, nutritionist, chef, nurses even though nurses are like one of the biggest cheaters, and also teachers also an attractive job to men, but it's not because of the amount of money they make. Guys just want you to be busy and be some type of independent. Having a car is a plus because it makes our job easier. You can meet us place instead of us picking you up all the fucking time. Having your own crib is a plus. I mean, because that means you don't gotta live with me, you know, or I don't gotta deal with, you know, roommates, your parents. So your own crib, a job, and a car, those are great. However much money you make to have those three things doesn't fucking matter. What kind of car you drive doesn't fucking matter. Guys don't care if you drive a fucking Volkswagen Beetle or the new G-Wagon. Guys don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. We pulling up in my car anyway. You're gonna be sitting next to me and we pulling up in my car anyway. So don't give a fuck about what the fuck you drive. Women are the polar opposites. Girls care about what job you have. Why? Because women care more about social acceptance. So your job title means something. How much money you make means something. How intelligent you are means something. All these things mean something to women, but they don't really mean shit to guys. Let's not confuse those things. Another thing that girls care about and guys don't care about is the violence factor, the ruthless factor, right? Can you defend yourself? Do you know how to fight? Could you protect her? Girls care about that. Like, that's attractive to girls. They might not want you to fight in short time, but they want to know you can. They want to know you can protect her. They want to know you can protect the family. They want to know you can defend yourself. They want to know they don't have to worry about you when things get ugly. With guys, is different. I'm not going to say a girl could be a total pussy. Like, when things get hard, she just crumbles and fumbles and like wants to do everything and be the shield. And guys are the shield, but what's attractive is a woman who knows how to avoid danger. We don't need you to fight. I don't care if a girl could box, if she knows jujitsu, she knows karate and shit like that, if she fought a guy before and won. Don't give a fuck about that. Because if I'm around, you're not going to fight anyway. We want you to just, one, know how to avoid fights, know how to never make the fight even happen. And how does that work? That works with respect. Knowing how to respect yourself, knowing how to command respect by respecting others, knowing how to be considerate. Respect is one of the biggest deterrents to violence. One of the biggest deterrents. That's why men are always looking for respectful women. Men want respect. Women want love. Women want to feel loved. They want to feel cared for. They want to feel special. They want to feel protected. They want to feel safe and secure. They want that connection. So one of the most important things with women that a man should not do, because love, security, safety, right? One of the things that's big with that is trust. So as a man, you can't hurt a woman's trust. And one of the biggest ways to hurt a woman's trust is lying. Yeah, remember, feminine energy is the energy of justice. So the worst thing a guy could do is lie. Don't lie to a woman. Because once you get caught lying, either she's going to work her way out your life by starting problems, flirting with guys, finding another nigga, however way she deals with getting rid of you, or she's going to be like, all right, now I could be a dirtbag. She's probably going to be a dirtbag, cheat on you, fuck with other guys, and stay with you, because now she don't care. Now she's like, oh, you lied? That means I could lie. And I don't got to feel bad about lying because you're a liar. Now she got the ultimate victim villain card right there in her pocket. So if she's a dirtbag, once you lie to her, she's going to stay with you and then lie to you. Right? But the worst thing that you could do with women is lie as a man. If she asks you a question and you know the answer is going to hurt her feelings and shit like that, either change the question or don't answer. That's it. Don't answer. If she finds out the truth and it hurts her anyway, but you didn't lie, then, you know, she still trusts you. You know what I'm saying? That whole, oh, you should have told me. You should have told me. You should have told me. That whole you should have told me shit. Yeah, you know, communication, transparency and stuff like that. That if you could do that, then do it. But if it's something that you know is bad, if something's going to hurt her and shit like that, it's best to just not lie and just let her figure it out herself. Women are smarter than men anyway. You know what I'm saying? They basically score higher than us in like all the IQ tests. So let them figure it out. Now, with men, ladies, the worst thing that you could do with a guy that a guy won't forget is disrespect him. Once you disrespect a guy, especially in public, I don't give a fuck who the guy is, right? Alpha, beta, omega, whatever male he is, right? He's not going to forget that you disrespected him, because respect is one of the key components of protection and deterring violence. Men, we speak the language of violence. Women speak a subliminal language. They speak a spiritual language. Men speak the language of violence. We do it subliminally. We do it straightforward. We do it with body language, right? Violence is always in the making of our communication and stuff. And respect goes a long way with that, right? The more dangerous a man is, the more he cares about respect. So respect is super important. If you disrespect a guy in front of anyone, public, his family, his friends, your family, your friends, whatever like that, men don't forget that shit. If he stays with you and you're a disrespectful woman, he's not gonna feel shit for cheating on you. He's not gonna care about cheating on you. He's not gonna care about lying to you and shit like that. He's not gonna feel bad about it, because to us, a disrespectful woman is like a piece of shit. No cap. And I don't even feel bad about that. So you're like, you a piece of shit, disrespectful ass bitch. Fuck it. If he stays with you, then now he's with you probably because he doesn't give a fuck now. Like, you just helped him not have emotional ties to you. So now cheating on you, fucking with other girls while he's with you and stuff like that, doesn't feel bad because you're disrespectful. Either he'll leave you, he'll give you space, he'll cheat on you, or he's gonna bring it up to you, he's gonna talk to you and shit like that. Now, ladies, when a man talks to you about some disrespectful you did, you should take it very, very serious, because that's a warning. Alpha males, confident men, I don't know, sigma men, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? If we care about you, we communicate with you about some disrespectful you did, and we let you know it's disrespectful, because we're giving you a chance. Beta males, or let's just say, you know, insecure males, or just males who just are like not confident and stuff like that, right? Who are scared to talk to you or scared to bring it up or whatever, because, you know, it might create conflict and shit like that. Those niggas, when you suspect them, will hold it in. They're worse. They'll hold it in. They won't tell you at all. All guys will do a subliminal and shit like that. Like when you're being disrespectful, little subliminal shit before we talk to you straight up. But the softer guys, they won't even let you know they disrespected them and they noticed it. They'll just hold it in. They'll hold it in and they'll do little shit. They'll become toxic. Niggas take disrespect totally different, right? disrespect will be a reason, like, for some guys to fuck your best friend, your family member, all that shit. And disrespect could be many things. It could be disrespect a man's time. You could disrespect his energy, meaning like the attention he pays to you and shit like that. If he's giving you a lot of attention and you keep looking for attention other places, then you're disrespecting his attention, you're disrespecting him. Of course, your tone of voice, attitude. There's a lot of factors to disrespect. So respect is one of the key factors of a woman being attractive. Respecting yourself, respecting others. Guys are very mindful of that. If, let's say, maybe you look good, all right, maybe you are attractive, but guys aren't like taking you out. They don't take you on dates. They don't ask you out and shit like that. There's probably something you're not respecting. 9 times out of 10, there's probably something you're not respecting or you disrespected and the guy doesn't trust you. Dudes don't want to be out with a woman who doesn't respect herself, because she doesn't respect herself, then she's going to end up respecting him. Even if she does respect the guy. A girl could respect me, but if she doesn't respect herself, she's going to embarrass both of us somehow, some way when we're out. That shit is bound to happen. One of the most important things a girl could do is respect herself. And a lot of that has to do with upbringing, because some girls don't even know how to respect themselves. And then now you have the media, social media, and influencers and celebrities and stuff like that confusing women as to what is self-value and self-respect. Number one, respect your sexuality, respect your family, respect your last name, respect your household, respect your body, respect your temple, respect your mind, respect your spirit. These are all things that if a woman wants to be the most attractive possible to a man, this will all bring men to her. Or even, let's say, just have more male friends, or maybe you have male family members, right? Cousins, brothers, whatever like that, your father, whoever. They'll spend more time with you if you're respectful. Disrespectful women, even male family members don't want to be around you. You dig? Male friends don't want to be around you. Male co-workers don't want to hang out with you. That's how important respect is. And guys, the same thing with lying. Lying, dishonesty is big to women. Then also the other thing with the whole ranking thing, right? It's 1 to 10 of yourself, right? There's a version of yourself that's a 10. If you're a guy, don't be like, The Rock is a 10, but I'm not fucking 6'5" and 270 pounds or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you compare yourself that way, you're never going to be a 10. Who is the 10 version of you? That's who you should be focused on. Who is the 10 version of you? And then figure out where are you at now on that 10 scale. Who are you at a 10 and who are you at a 1? And then analyze yourself and see, where are you? Are you a 5, 6, 7, 8, on your own scale? First, figure that out. Because you as a 10, it don't matter if you're a society 10, but you being your own 10 will attract for you your own 8, 9, and 10. Same thing, it don't matter if you're a male, female, whatever like that, right? Women, yeah, some of y'all have kids, some of y'all are older and shit like that, but you could be your own version of a 10. You know what I'm saying? Who are you at a 10? Regardless of your age, regardless how many kids you got, who are you at a 10? Body, mind, spirit, being respectful, being a form of independence, either improving your genetic features or protecting your genetic features, taking care of your body and shit like that, right? That all will become the 10 version of yourself. And then see what you attract. As you become more attractive, you attract more attractive people. Then also be aware of who you're around. Now, if you're always hanging out with unattractive people, you're going to slowly make yourself unattractive. There's a lot of guys and girls who they might be a 7, 8, or even a 9, but their friends are like a 3 or a 4. I'm not saying stop hanging out with those friends. I'm not saying, leave those friends alone. What I'm saying is don't always hang out with those friends. You need other friends. Attractive people should know how to make friends with other attractive people. All right, those girls that get flown out and go on trips and get invited to parties and all that shit. Look at attractive girls who are friends with other attractive girls. They get all the guys. Like they get invited to everything. As long as they have a good attitude, they have a nice personality and shit like that. You know, I have some female friends like that, and I would invite them to anything. If they're pretty, they have pretty female friends, and they get along with other females and shit like that, and they're respectful, they get invited fucking everywhere. With guys, same thing. If you're an attractive guy and you have attractive male friends and stuff like that, girls, maybe, I don't know about inviting you places, because girls will invite you places and shit like that, but it's different when girls invite guys to other shit, to other things, unless it's their function, because usually girls are at guys' function, so it's not smart for them to invite guys to another guy's function. But if you're attractive and you have male friends who are attractive as well, and girls know this, when you do an invite, you throw a party or whatever like that, girls are pulling up. You feel me? Girls will pull up for you. Girls will meet you. Girls will link up with you. All that shit. If you understand how being attractive works. You feel me? Some of y'all clash with other attractive people. Some of y'all feel like you don't get the options. You don't like the whole competitiveness and shit like that. Fucking deal with it. Deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to adapt with all people. You feel me? Being adaptive is the most attractive trait, whether you're male or female. Being adaptive is the most important trait to evolving the human species. Anyway, it's your boy the God. This was a Sexual Marketplace Talk. I'll catch y'all next time, alright? One.